Yo, what's going on, guys? So real quick, editing Cody here. I realized that when I recorded this video, I didn't put the microphone in the right slot. I've done this once before, switching from camera to camera. They are in different spots and I just seem to have messed up. So just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a pre-warning about the audio quality of my voice within the rest of the video, because I forgot that little guy. So sit back, if you like the video, consider subscribing and enjoy. Let's go.
So today we're gonna try and keep it semi-short and to the point. The point of today's video is to get a guitar tone that is remnant of the 80s. Now you might say, that's pretty easy to do. Just put a Marshall out front. Well, that's why we have the EVH 5153 Stealth 50 watt behind me, so that way we don't just plug in and have it straight away. Although this thing does do that Marshall-y sound just right if you wiggle the knobs a little bit. For those of you who haven't seen, I have been doing a lot of live streams where I write songs live with the chat on the spot. Metal, punk, skate punk, pop punk, hardcore, deathcore, doom. We did a Lamb of God style song at one point. We do all types of cool stuff. We've got a great group of people in there, so check us out. Typically, I will stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And without further ado, let's go. Alright, man, awesome. That sounds great in the room. I'm hoping that it transfers over well for you guys. I decided to go with this on the blue channel, and I noticed that the blue channel, it is a great channel, but this amp in particular is very modern sounding. So what I did was I actually listened to that song, Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon, and what I heard is that it was very nasally and not a lot of gain going on with that guitar tone. So all I really did was put a reverb on, throw a delay on, tapped it to the tempo, and I turned the mids all the way up because it really gave like that 80s sound more than like your average scooped metal sound. Here we are with the mids almost all the way down. Here it is halfway up. And here it is all the way up how I had it. I noticed that a lot of the 80s guitar tone is mid-forward, and that's probably due to the Marshall. Marshalls have that very, very nasally sound, that very mid-forward, some people like to say quacky sound to them. The mids are just very, very prominent, and they're very, very noticeable in a Marshall. I wouldn't say that this is exact, but I will say that it does give it that more 80s feel. That 80s feel is like that raw, kind of unfiltered, unhinged guitar tone, especially for Ozzy Osbourne. Our reverb and our delay are off. So here we are, everything at noon. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an 80s tone going. That is way too sharp. That presence is absolutely ridiculous. So let's go ahead and turn our presence down. We can turn it down one notch. Yeah, that is still pretty bright, but let's go ahead and turn down our highs another notch. So our treble, we went ahead and turned that down another notch. Mids and lows are still where they were before. Cat scratch fever, baby. All right, so I want to go ahead and flip our mids back. Let's scoop it a little bit and see what happens when we scoop it. Bit of technical difficulties there. Not sure what exactly happened, but I do believe that we are back. So another huge part of the 80s, especially with metal and guitar tone, was thrash. I mean, it was a huge thing. And those of you that know me know that I am a huge thrash head. So first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is, since we're on a channel that is so sort of gain restricted, I guess I would say, let's go ahead and crank the gain up. Go ahead and take it all the way up, and then we'll just go back just a little bit. And let's go ahead and turn up that low end a bit, get that 6 motion. As far as getting our high end where we want it, let's go ahead and scoop that up to about 6, and we'll turn that presence up just a freaking little bit. So let's hear what we have so far. Now, obviously, most of you can hear that that guitar tone needs a bit of help. There are a lot of things going wrong with that. So first thing is first, I want to go ahead and let's actually bring the gain back. And I'll tell you why in 1 second. Let's go ahead, let's scoop this a bit more. Let's take back these highs, or I'm sorry, bring up the highs and take back the presence. So let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like now. Let's go ahead and activate our Ibanez down here. Again, I will have some B-roll for you guys. We have our overdrive activated. Let's go. Very cool. It's kind of wild to think that these tones were possible back in the day. It was just a matter of how hard you wanted to boost your amp. You're very limited with noise gates, and studio engineers weren't necessarily doing bands like that all the time. So it was a new thing, how to mic the cab up for it, how to EQ it, just everything that goes into it. So it really is cool that we have come such a long way. And it's kind of funny that a lot of people are trying to resort back to those tones even though we've reached a point where we can pretty much do whatever we want on guitar now. It's a funny thing, isn't it? It's kind of like the hipsters that shop at Goodwill and try and get granddad's sweater, you know? Nerds! Now here we go with our tube screamer adjusted a second time. Let's go back to the lower gain 80 style, and I'll show you guys how I got the Bark at the Moon tone. Turn back our gain, have our low, our mids all the way forward, our highs were back, our presence was back. Activate reverb and delay. I turned off the Ibanez Tube Screamer, and here is how I got that Bark at the Moon tone. Awesome, man. Like I said, I do want to keep this video short for you guys. I want to make this a series and get it down to a point where we can just come up with tones together. So look, man, if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed the concept of this video, or you just enjoy my channel and like what I do, consider hitting that subscribe button and like this video. With all that said, man, thank you guys. I'll check you later. Peace.